month is almost over. Just now Carnival will finish. Just now it's Easter. Just now it's August. Then it's Christmas again. Time and tide waits on no one. So we start one time because nobody ain't waiting on way. Hi Roxanne, hi Margaret. Thank you all for always coming and hang with me. I so appreciate it, and all those who will log on soon. So let's on to what we have today. I'm going to say the pledge first. I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of my God and my country. I'll honor my parents, my teachers, my leaders, my elders, and those in authority. I'll be clean and honest in all my thoughts, my words, and my deeds. And I'll strive in everything I do to work together with my fellow men of every creed and race for the greater happiness of all and the honor and glory of my country. And my country is Trinidad and Tobago. So let me start with some good news one time. So there might be video day, you know. It's not easy. So I'm seeing here, I know that I love ice cream, yeah? So this is my kind of thing. I'm not supposed to be eating milk ice cream because I'm lactose intolerant, so it's more go for the one that based with coconut milk. But look, all it's expensive like that. So I just settle for Sundays. I never probably ever eat Sunday ice cream. I settle for Sundays. I think Sundays need to give me an ad because I just royal buy that ice cream. So I'm waiting. Hi Sarah, hi Florence, and you my queen and all my queens. Hi Christopher. I'm waiting for this. You ain't late, you reach. I'll late today. You ain't late at all. I'm waiting for this thing to load so you're very early. Oh gosh. When these things start, I just want to just move on, you know. Cannot avoid the stress. I'll try it one more time. Ay. I don't know what's happening. This is good. Hi, Miss Yvette. Well, yeah, one thing we like to do is clap him out and shoot, eh? I just listen over my live and you always say, I find out that song bad, but I just waiting. Hi, Margaret. Okay, so like this thing don't want to open, so you're going. I just went to read the headline. I'll be a headline reader today. $1.5 million investment is in its yogurt line continues to reap healthy rewards for Creamery Novelties Limited. So much so that the company is following several lucrative initiatives. And that is hardcore ice cream is now they say now a net Forex earner. So I'm gonna try one more time. And then I'm moving on. Hi Sharon. Okay. Lead answer. When you see that, I ain't supposed to eat ice cream on. So again, that is hardcore ice creams. They want $50 million investment in its yogurt line continues to reap healthy rewards for Creamery Novelties Limited. So much so that the company is following several lucrative leads for for exports. And again, it says this in Business World. It says Hardcore Ice Cream, now a net forex earner. So congratulations there to Hardcore Ice Cream. And they say nothing is happening in this country. I tell you, they don't listen to these people, you know. If they tell you to run, stand up straight like a judge. Don't move. And if they say stand up, run. I'm also seeing Nestles and Nestles or Nestle's. You know, in Trinidad, we just pronouncing how we want, or in the Caribbean, we just say what we want. Wherever we say the word is, the word is. What is going on here? Okay, this was in the news. The news there 2 days ago, and it says here that Nestle or Nestle's OJT program. What is this? This thing just blocked it. Nestle's has announced a collaboration with the on-the-job training program OJTP to train students with vital skills that will empower them to work at Nestle's or Nestle's and in the broader job market. A release dated February 17th said the collaboration comes in the form of a memorandum of agreement between Nestle's or Nestle's and the Ministry of Labor signed on January 24th. This strategic partnership, which began in 2017 under the name Nestreni, continues to bridge the gap between education and employment by offering practical training across multiple business functions, the release said. The program spans several areas, including manufacturing, food processing, production engineering, supply chain management, accounts, human resources, information technology, corporate communication, sales, and marketing. The release said Nestle's will expand its training to digital skills development, sustainability practices, agri-entrepreneurship, entry entrepreneurship, and leadership development over the next 2 years. The release said that the additions underscores Nestle's ongoing dedication to youth development. It says our renewed partnership with the OJTP reflects our ongoing commitment to investing in TNT future workforce, said Nestle's head of human resources, Christine Martinez. The release said since its inception, the Nestreni program has trained 71 people, with 10 from the first cohort securing permanent position at Nestle's. Should I some great news coming out there and they say they have nothing for the youths? I don't know. I just don't get it. I just don't get it, but don't fall for them and their stupidness. So I don't know if I call Stink and Dutty. That's now what I was talking about when I put my post and say Stink and Dutty and Tustee. That is something else. Stink and Dutty is a fed pack with them young people. It'll be ram out, sell out, all kind of out. So they say Marshall Montano is to take the stage at Stink and Dutty this is Newsday. He said Marshall Montano makes his first stage appearance at Stink and Dutty on February 22nd at Festival Grounds Brian Lara Cricket Academy, Toruba. Montano, a leading contender for this year's road match with mega hit Pare, is expected to rock the South venue with his famed 2025 soca song, which has been generating resounding reception at all carnival events this season. Personally, I like Bungie, and when the ground used to carry it, and used to anyway. This year's Stink and Dutty is themed a kaleidoscope of love, hippie juve, and is gearing up to be another colorful and euphoric water, paint, powder, and foam party. I can't be that at all, I have sinus. Hosted by Scotch Air Committee, Illusion, and Voice and Friends, the early morning fete jumps off at 3 a.m. to 10 a.m. Holy Mercy Bacchanal and the closing outfit, oh Jesus, Lord have mercy. And features a cast of soca biggest artists. Voice is also expected to deliver a high-energy set, having released his newest collaboration, Flatten, alongside Bungie Garlin. Voice has also been a staple at multiple fetes so far, with 2025 songs such as To Own Way, Retro, and Higher. Reigning Road Match winner, Michael Tasia, Nyla Blackman, lyrical GBM Neutron, Vincentian musician and songwriter Skinny Fabulous, and breakout soca artist Young Brother. You get his bend over. Will all perform on the Stink and Dutty stage. I could imagine when Young Brother come on. Oh, hello. Additionally, on March the 1st, Stink and Dutty Road, an all-inclusive Juve experience, hits Woodbrook Port of Spain from 3 a.m. The place hard. And all are we suffering. The place hard and all are we suffering. Well, this one touched my heart when I saw it. It was Marshall performing for disabled children. Oh God. All the tears come to my eye. Oh, do you know me? I want to tell Marshall Montano, thank you, thank you, thank you. You get some points by me. You did lost all your points with me, because I was one of your biggest supporters. Oh God, big truck and all them times and on farm and going on. Something happened wherever I see this move here. Anytime you love Down syndrome, children with disabilities, you could hang with me. So this is him performing for the disabled children.
So we have a token appreciation from NCPD. Right. This is a gift to you, Marshall. We love you, Marshall. I hope that you are everybody's favorite. Right? You're welcome, Marshall.
Thank you very much. NCBD, I love you too. I love you all. And I hope we can party again. We can party again. Papa? Papa, I love you. Right? Go. What is it? Take it from the top. This is the no work, but I'll sing it first anyway. Here we go. Somebody said, oh, no, can no play me sing, no way. We don't want no matter. I need a mystery leader. 2 more drinks in the hand and I got in the middle. As he coming in to fight in the middle. For the sake of his mind, so the
The only people was missing was me and my pumpkins. Oh gosh. Marshall, thank you. I'm also seeing that our steel pan was featured at the CARICOM Summit. If you see them liking themselves, let me show you.
CARICOM has enjoined TNP's indigenous instrument, the pan, # Caribbean Unity.
So that was our Prime Minister there, Mayor Motley, and all the other heads of government. How some of them dancing like they never danced the pan, so well, the Prime Minister could get on. And Mayor Motley, she not easy neither. So that was so nice to see CARICOM had the steel pan. And again, the steel pan is our national instrument of Trinidad and Tobago. It is now being put on the $100 by September, and it's also going to be replaced the 3 ship Columbus murderous ship. We're going to have the steel pan in that space. And, every 11th of August is World Steel Pan Day, as would have been proclaimed by the United Nations. That was after Minister of Culture and Tourism, Randall Mitchell, would have went up to the UN and spoken about the viability of the pan, the heritage economy, the cultural aspect, the traditional aspect, and also Ms. Beverly Ramsey was up there. So we had a lot of things happening. So now we have pan being celebrated all over the world. 11th of August, and not only that, the chrome factory in Trinidad had burned down. The government would have assisted the company to be back up and running again. So the steel pan manufacturers and they in Trinidad, instead of now sending the pans to get chrome abroad, they just have to send it up the road. I think it's somewhere in Train City or anywhere around there. And a lot of our manufacturers are pan, I think, down Digomat inside and stuff. So they make pan sticks, pan case, pan itself and everything. So listen, it's a thriving economy, and it could create plenty forex, and it could create a lot of employment. So the pan is going crow crow. You say, ask me where pan reach. Well, let me tell you, it reach and it reaching, and it go keep reaching, darling. Make a next song, eh? Make a part to that song. So let me continues. Hi Joyda, hi Kima. What we have here now? Ooh. So I'm seeing that Dr. Keith Mitchell, the opposition leader in Grenada, is stepping down. It's only people with balls could do them thing, eh? What testicular fortitude. So let me see if I can get this open here. And I can. So this is February 21st, 2025, which is today. CNC Newsroom. Leader of the main opposition, New National Party, NNP, Dr. Keith Mitchell, on Thursday announced that he will be stepping down from his position that he has held since June 2022, and that is Grenada News I'm reading. In that year, the NNP, that was then the incumbent, lost the election 9-6, and he took the oath of office to be leader of the opposition days after the Dixon Mitchell, I think he's one of the youngest, Dixon Mitchell, one of the youngest prime ministers in the Caribbean administration, became the governor. I have officially relinquished the role as the leader of His Majesty opposition effective February 21st, 2025. I submitted my letter informing the Governor General, Dame Cecile Lagranade, of my decision, Dr. Mitchell said in a news release disseminated on Friday morning. I am deeply grateful for the opportunity to serve in this role and believe it is time for new leadership to guide the party and the opposition forward. My commitment to the people of Grenada remains unwavering, and I will continue to serve as the Member of Parliament for St. George Northwest, said the former Prime Minister. I fully support her leadership and have every confidence in her ability to lead with strength, empathy, and deep love for the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, said the release, which announced that Emmalena Pear, who became the first female political leader of the NNP in December 2024, will assume the role of leader of the opposition. In her Facebook page, a post on her Facebook page confirmed that she has accepted the role to be the second female to be the leader of the opposition in the parliament. As I step into the role of leader of His Majesty opposition, I do so with a deep sense of responsibility and an unwavering commitment to continuing the work of advocating for the needs of our citizens, she said. I pledge to uphold the values of integrity, service, and dedication that you have exemplified throughout your career. With the support of your team, our party, and most importantly, the people of Grenada, we will continue to stand firm in defense of their interests, ensuring that their voices are heard and their needs are met, said the post, which paid tribute and gratitude to Dr. Mitchell. Dr. Mitchell, your leadership has been a guiding light, and your counsel will remain invaluable as we forge ahead. On behalf of the people of Grenada and the new National Party, we thank you for your selfless service and unwavering dedication, she posted. This is the second time that a female has been appointed leader of the opposition in Grenada House of Representatives. The first was Winifred Strachan, or Chan, who served between 1991 and 1995. So all the best there to Dr. Mitchell, as he resigns or stepped down from his post as opposition leader. And Grenada now has a new opposition leader in the form of a woman. Yeah, so please, 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 please don't disappoint like Kamala Prasad Visesa did, ma'am. Don't. Someone come to you and say career leaders the bunking you on. Hi Donna, hi Carol. Share the live with Kevin. So on you. Okay, what do you think I'm not gonna read? Caribbean leaders. Give me a minute. Right, so Caribbean leaders. I heard the Prime Minister, no call his name, no Grenada. He said something, he said that he wasn't really big on CARICOM and all that. But after being involved and being a part of it and seeing the dedication, seeing the work and all that, he has bought into it. So he's on board with CARICOM. So that's really nice. So let me see here. I said this was in the Guardian, not our Guardian, but the Guardian. The 21st, that's today, February 2025, it says, Caribbean leaders have defended the region's pursuit of slavery reparation, describing the compensation for centuries of enslavement and oppression as a matter of simple justice. Speaking to the Guardian, the Caribbean community, CARICOM, heads of government meeting in Barbados, the Antigua and Barbuda Prime Minister Gaston Brown said Caribbean states were not seeking a handout. What we are seeking here is a final resolution of this issue and a reset in the relationship between the Caribbean and Europe, one in which there is an apology for the wrongs of their forebearers and at the same time some form of restitution, he said. Between the 15th and 17th century, more than 12.5 million Africans were kidnapped, forcibly transported to the Americas and sold into enslavement. Brown said our forebearers were treated as chattel. They worked for hundreds of years and were not paid. That created a debt, along with the fact that resources of the Caribbean and the profits of these resources were sent to Europe, to North America, to build their cities, their universities, to develop the technologies, to advance their economies, that left the Caribbean region bereft of necessary institutions for development, not even have proper educational facilities or healthcare facilities. The issue of transatlantic slavery reparations dominated headlines in October when the British Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, resisted pressure from member states to include reparation on the agenda at the Commonwealth Summit. The move has triggered months of criticism and speculation about Britain's engagement with Caribbean nations on the topic. Brown's sentiments were echoed by St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves, who was a founding member of the Caribbean reparation movement. Reparations are about addressing the legacies of underdevelopment, which have been caused by native genocide and the enslavement of African bodies. We are asking those who benefited from slavery, including the European countries, for some recompense, some reparation, and some repairing, he said. Confirming reports that CARICOM 10-point plan for reparatory justice was being updated, he said the slavery reparation movement is making progress. It has been raised in the US Congress, in the European Union, and the British Parliament, and the Archbishop of Canterbury has addressed it. Families from the past have addressed it. People thought when it started it was some little fringe thing, but it is moving to center stage. Exact reparation figures have not been agreed, the leader said, but the focus now is on constructive collaboration on the issue, which they confirm was raised during closed meetings on Thursday, which were also attended by the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. and the European Commission President, Ursula von der Leyen. In his final address at CARICOM, Chairman, the Grenadian Prime Minister, Dixon Mitchell, that's his name, said, Your Excellency, Ursula von der Leyen, I don't mean to be impolite, but I would say to you that the issue of reparations for the transatlantic slavery is an issue we will take up with you. He stressed that CARICOM demands for reparations was not just about historical redress, but about securing a commitment to justice that will prevent any form of human exploitation in the future. As long as we do not openly and explicitly reject the idea that one human being can own another human being, we run the risk that that idea may somehow take root again and be allowed to flourish on. And so, as descendants of people who fought for their freedom from chattel slavery, we owe it to ourselves and to the future generation of humanity to ensure that the transatlantic slave trade and the enslavement of Africans in the Caribbean, Latin, Central, and South and North America is accepted as a crime against humanity and that the appropriate apology and compensation is paid. Mitchell, all this is very important, so that's why I'm going to read the whole thing. Mitchell also cited the issues of chattel slavery as he advocated for continued support of Haiti, where rampant gang war has played the country into bloody anarchy. Make no mistake, Haiti symbolizes the revolution that changed this part of the world, Mitchell said. Had it not been for Haiti, the idea that one human being could own another human being as chattel slavery and put him to work for their profit may very well still be persistent. And so we owe it to that island, all of us who are free, the descendants of freed men and women who fought for their freedom, to ensure that we continue supporting and advocating for the partnership and the support of being the partnership and support to bring Haiti back from the brink. We have a small favor to ask. Tens of millions have placed their trust in the Guardian. Okay. So unlike many others, the Guardian has so they're asking you to support the Guardian and all that. So it ended with Prime Minister Mitchell's speech when he said that, and we owe it to that island, all of us who are free, the descendants of freed men and women who fought for their freedom, to ensure that we continue supporting and advocating for the partnership and the support to bring Haiti back from the brink. Yeah. So the CARICOM has indicated and signaled that they are not going to let up on reparation. And as he said, everybody kind of think it was a joke, but in Grenada, a family from England has already come forward and is giving back money to Grenada for education, etc., and apologizing for their ancestors who would have profited from enslavement. And not only that, when enslavement ended, they were paid for the loss of not having enslaved Africans again. So it has happened. People are acknowledging it and people are doing what they need to do. But we need England to give that apology. I'm also seeing that regional leaders would have celebrated Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, because this would be his last meeting at CARICOM, as he is soon to step down as the Prime Minister of this country, and Minister Stuart Young would be the one who will be taking the People's National Movement into the general election as the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. So I saw where regional leaders were celebrating Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. Hi, Maria. Hi, Valerie. So let me see if I can get some stuff here. If it doesn't open, I'll just read the headlines. Because these things. Hi, Hadara. I cancel. Well, let's start on the table, Anyways, it is Friday. Come now, man. Hi, Miss Joycelyn. I'm waiting for this thing to load. I'll give it 1 minute. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. Or let me see if I can say this quick. Mr. Smith ship sink. I kid you not, I can't say it much faster. Mr. Smith ship sink. Mr. Smith ship sink. Miss what? All that again. Come now, man thing. Mr. Smith ship sink. Mr. Smith. Mm-hmm. I dare not say it faster than that. Okay, so here what? So as Dr. Keith Rowley attended what he said would be his last Caribbean Heads of Government meeting as Prime Minister, his fellow regional leaders wished him a happy retirement and reflected on their working and personal relationship with him. So let me see if I could try to get this at least open. Okay, great. So it has opened. So this was 17 hours ago. Akar Samaru story. You wanna be? He's in Barbados. Dr. Keith Rowley attended what he said would be his last CARICOM head of government's meeting as Prime Minister. His fellow regional leaders wished him a happy retirement and reflected on their working and personal relationship with him. Speaking with Guardian Media on day 2 of the 48th regular meeting of the Conference of CARICOM Heads of Government in Barbados yesterday, Antigua and Barbuda Prime Minister Gaston Brown said, while he and Rowley, Dr. Rowley, you see what I tell you I want to be? This Akash, while he, the Prime Minister Gaston Brown said, while he, I put in the doctor and Dr. Rowley had their ups and downs, it did not tarnish what he considered an amicable relationship. Keith is a good, very good friend of mine. We have had our differences. In fact, we have had many differences, but at the end of the day, we are good friends. I consider him to be a regionalist and someone who has made a significant contribution to CARICOM. He has been in the vineyard for several decades and would have contributed to the development of Trinidad and Tobago. We certainly want to wish him success in his new endeavors, Prime Minister Brown said. The Antiguan MP said he's certain Dr. Rowley would remain productive in his retirement, and he even shared the nicknames they had for each other. I'm sure he will not necessarily retire, but find other things to do, including farming. We share a commonality where I am Farmer Brown and he's Farmer Keith, Brown said jokingly. PM Brown said Dr. Rowley, successor, Minister Stuart Young, SC, will be judged based on his performance. I know Stuart Young, I don't want to be preemptive. I know he has the capacity for sure, and his performance we will observe, and we will be able to make a determination in the future based on performance, he said. Meanwhile, St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, in jest, excuse me, said he wore a red shirt at the conference in tribute to Dr. Rowley. We have a good relationship. Everybody in Trinidad and Tobago knows the Unity Labour Party, which I head, historically has a link with the People's National Movement. We don't get involved in the politics of Trinidad and Tobago, Gonsalves said. He reflected that he also had a good working relationship with former Prime Minister Patrick Manning, Basio Pandey, and Kamla Persad-Bissessar. The St. Vincent Prime Minister said he would certainly miss Dr. Rowley. He revealed a quote from English poet Williams Wordsworth he shared with the Prime Minister and the Trinidad and Tobago delegation on the transition of power in Trinidad. And this is the quote. Bliss it was in that dawn to be alive, but to be young was very heaven, he said with a smile. Touche. Ghana President Dr. Mohamed Ifran Ali also reflected on Dr. Rowley's contribution to the region and said he's certain there is more to come. We have shared many insightful conversations on many important global and regional issues, and I benefited from his strong understanding of global and regional issues. I think that he's retiring as Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, but he is still, but He still has a significant contribution to make in the regional space. And retiring as a PM of TNT, he would have more time available for regional matters and to participate in a fuller and freer way in regional policies, President Ali said. He also said that he had many conversations with Minister Young when he participated at the energy conference in Guyana, and therefore he knows the incoming Prime Minister well. Dominica Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit also expressed well wishes to the outgoing leader. It has been a pleasure working with Dr. Rowley. I've known him for a long time and he served his 10 years as PM of Trinidad and Tobago, and we have had very cordial personal and, of course, at the Prime Minister level relationship, and we wish him well. And I do hope that his experiences can continue to be shared with the rest of the Caribbean, Skerrit said. In January, following the announcement that he would be leaving as Prime Minister, which was followed by naming his successor, Dr. Rowley said he would attend this CARICOM meeting to wrap up some business with subcommittees he was involved in, and soon after he would demit office. So there you have it, there you have it, there you have it. So let me continues. Hi, Cheryl. So I'm seeing, and this will be news to the Catholic community, because you know the Catholic community don't play, them serious, So I'm seeing here that Pope Francis, excuse me. So this is February 21st, 2025, again off of CNC News. Pope Francis isn't out of danger, but his condition isn't life-threatening, medical team says. So I'll just read a little part. Pope Francis' complex respiratory infection isn't life-threatening, but he is not out of danger, his medical team said Friday. As the 88-year-old pontiff marked his first week in hospital battling pneumonia in both lungs, along with a bacterial, viral, and fungal infection. Francis doctors believe their first in-person update on the Pope's condition, saying he will remain at Rome Gemelli Hospital at least through next week. The Pope is receiving occasional supplements of oxygen when he needs it, and is responding to the strengthening drug therapy he is receiving this year. So we want to wish Pope Francis all the best of health and that he recovers quickly. Hi. So what we have here again? Papa Tobago. Never dull moment in Tobago, no. Since the incompetent crew, never see comes the crew, took over the THA. And that was Fali Chavez Augustine. And he team up, I don't know what they are. So the minority leader, Kelvin Morris, had a live that I watched, and it disturbed me and all. So this is the news report of it. It says here, come on, man, and if you ain't opening, I just reading the headline. Hi, Norris. Good afternoon to you too, sir. Let me see if I could open it one more time. Otherwise, if not, I'll advise you all to go on the minority leader page, Kevin Morris, and listen to his live. It was very instructive and frightening. Come on, man. Again, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 5 potato, 6 potato, 7 potato. Hi, Anton. This thing seems to be giving trouble. One more time. Because it's important. I don't know why it's not opening. So. I wonder if I could go straight to the source of the thing, the meat of the matter. Let me see if I could go to the meat of the matter. Where it is here. Government's advisor, family, okay, minority leader, warning and qualified. Let me see if I could get it straight from off of the internet because it seems to be a very important. Yeah. Unqualified. Doctors in Tobago. See if I can get it from here. Okay, right. Let me see if I can open from here now. Excuse me. What is really wrong with Guardian and Truth? This is sometimes they just take down this story and them, I don't know how true that is. Okay, this ain't opening either. AA. Let me see if I can get it from somewhere else. And only them alone carrying it, yes? Papa. Didn't show you. Okay. So, let me just read the headline, Papa. But this is stressing me out. There are things to talk about. One more time. One more time. They say one more time. You mustn't give up so easy. One more time. Hi, Rebecca. Well, I really wanted to read a story, Okay. So what it is, the THA minority leader Kelvin Morris is advising families whose loved ones died in suspicious circumstances at the Scarborough General Hospital to take legal action. He claims unqualified doctors have been performing surgeries and specialist procedures at the hospital without certification from the medical board. That is something definitely to look into. I'm so sorry I couldn't get the story open. So that was going on in Tobago. Where Faith be Israel? That was she name? Where's she? She's not the health secretary. How that going on under she watch? Let me continue, yes, Papa. There was a time I was talking about a special need teacher in Tobago who teaches special need children. All she wants is a better school, a better place for the children. She said she had children on the waiting list. She teaches the children who are deaf. I think some have Down syndrome and others. I haven't heard anything since, but I am seeing now in Tobago they're talking about special needs children. All the time the woman out there begging and pleading to get some help. But this is the secretary for education. Now what she good for? Pata cake, she face wide on ones that are weave. I just call she must have big child. That is my opinion, right? So Newsday, this was yesterday, said wait planner, wait list of 74 plus for Tobago special needs schools. Robbie Andrews, planning coordinator in the office of the chief secretary, has said a 2021 assessment of the institution providing education for special needs children in Tobago showed more than 74 children are still on a waiting list. Andrew said, speaking at a public consultation on special needs at the Scarborough Library, Tobago, on February 19. The event was hosted by the Division of Education, Research and Technology. In Tobago, the Happy Haven School in Signal Hill, and Tobago School for the Deaf, Speech and Language Impaired in Bonaccord with both caters to special needs children. Andrew, chair of the Tobago Special Needs School Committee, said the children on the list, some were also waiting to be assessed. He said within the school system, we had only space for 18 additional persons, but we couldn't get those 18 from the 74 to come in because the teacher-student ratio was maxed out in the school system. So again, just as important as the building would have been, the teacher and staff, support staff. Perhaps the two of them have to go together. Perhaps the two of them have to go together. It's obvious the two have to go together because they have the space and you don't have the trainer, you don't have the teacher. So what is the sense What kind of foolishness these people have been talking, and since 2021 they realize all this happening in 2024 and nothing has been done? Look, you see me? Before I start to get on and cuss here, I want to let you know special needs children are human beings. And they can achieve real things in life. Look at Vera. Vera have no hands. And she's a lawyer and she usually fought. And so many others who have special abilities. 2021, all they have all this problem. 2025 now, you come to talk about a struggling place and the getting a space and teachers may have to go together. So you or let's see what they training on. Or let's see what them training on. See what them training on. All right. Okay. I ain't really no more. If I start to cry. See what them training on them, eh? All they do is weave on and want to that makeup and all kind of damn thing, whatever it is. So long, since 2001 and nothing. This woman coming on the TV and thing, crying for these trends. She have a little school, she wants somewhere bigger. She have a trend waiting to come in. All they now talking about student ratio. And teacher ratio to student. Hey, let me move on again. Eh? Or they go ahead and interfere with angels without wings on earth. Or they go ahead. Them training them as angels without wings on earth, you know. Okay. Well, and all they keep treating them bad. So I see this man, his name was Jarrell de Matas. And what he's saying is, let me get what he said. Let me get the headline. Soca stagnation. Now, when I hear stagnation meaning it's a moving, right? So here we say, and I think he mistaken soca with soca. I think he talking about chutney soca. Because this is, come now man, don't really fool with me this hour now. As the 2025 carnival season hits full throttle, one thing is clear, soca remains as infectious as ever. Yet this year's dominant soca anthem, many of which celebrate rum drinking as their central theme, reveals an ongoing shift in the genre. Soca has always been a genre of celebration, but in recent years, it has become a genre only of celebration, where the formula is simple, high energy beats, repetitive lyrics, and an obsession with rum and roll. There's little space for experimentation, storytelling, or meaningful evolution. I want to tell this Matthias man, Calypso is where our stories are told. You have commentary, you have historical, you have humorous, etc. Soca is a baby coming out of Calypso. Where's the jump and wave and all that? So, smash your brakes. And when you're talking about rum drinking, sir, I think you forget to put chutney in front of the soca. Because it's the chutney soca. Excuse me, in my opinion, we have everything as rum. Rum till you die, rum and drink, rum and love me, lover, rum and rum and rum. Pull up your brakes, sir. I'm just going to read one more piece and that's it. And I want to find out when I share these things with you, if I find soca is stagnated. And he said, let us space for experimentation. And really? I think again, but all due respect, he's talking about chutney soca. During the 2000s, soca was criticized for being all about jump and wave. And in 2020, it now seems, and in the 2020s, excuse me, it now seems to be about excessive alcohol consumption. Again, I think he mixing up his soccas. All I don't think so. All I don't think he mixing up his soca and he talking about chutney soca. I just asking. This might be a natural, though unfortunate, evolution of soca. Evolution is inevitable. When groovy soca emerged in 2005, a separate category for the subgenre was created. Genre was created for it at the now defunct International Soca Monarch (ISM). Beyond the evolution of soca music, the soca industry continues to figure itself out without any clear sense of direction. Again, somehow I think he's talking about Chutney soca. Since the moment Jamaican dancehall singer Vice Cartel was scheduled to headline the One Caribbean Music Festival event in Trinidad, there was immediate backlash. Soca artist Yankee Boy, who started a hunger strike that was as successful as the time I dedicated all my 4 days trying to learn German. True story. While Cartel performance has since been postponed, likely due to backlash events such as Class at QRC, sponsored by Caribbean Airline, continue to heavily market the appearance of Afrobeat superstar Davido. The uncertain path for soca is reflected in a rebooted version of the ISM. The new version of Ultimate Soca Champion and billed as a talent competition reality show because Carnival is bacchanal after all. This new concept, however, is unlike the historical ISM, which was never about finding new talent, but showcasing the magnitude of talent that already existed. No. If you're saying that soca stagnated and the new version of the IMS is a talent show looking to get new artists and find new talent, but you're saying that they should just use the talent that existed, then is you is the one who wants soca to remain stagnated. I just read one more line and I'm just going to show you how these people that be talking are set up caca. Soca is in a desperate need of new... Listen to me now. I don't read it. Here we say, the uncertain part for soca is reflected in a rebooted version of the ISM. The new version is Ultimate Soca Champions and billed as a talent competition and reality show because Carnival is bacchanal after all. This new concept, however, is unlike the historical ISM, which was never about finding new talent, but showcasing the magnitude of talent that already existed. Now, if you have a competition that only showcasing the talent that already existed and not also looking for new talent, that will have a stagnation. So this man is contradicting himself. So I don't talk. You see, he talking about Chutney soca. I want to ask this we name just now. This we name Jarrell de Matas. You will say that soca stagnated. I want to ask you this. When Grey's Anatomy, which is an American medical soap opera, well, not opera, but soap opera, you know, like Young and Restless and everything, or yeah. And they played Bunji Garlin's Differentology. Just now, what do you think? Oh gosh, don't tell me. Let me go to the source again. Let me go to the source. See this fly by night, in my opinion. P-I-S-S-E-R-E-N-T-O-L-O-G-Y. Shucks. Come now, man. Give me a minute. Grey Anatomy. Okay.
The body is an infinitely complex mass of interacting systems. People like to think doctors see it all clearly. But it's not always obvious what's a hiccup in the system and what's a full-on medical disaster.
So let me see your hands up, so everybody know, put your hands up, so if you're ready for the road, let your friend them know. We're ready for the road.
We figure that out in our first year of residency.
We're ready for the road.
Hey, you sleep okay? Great. We spend the rest of our careers lying about it.
I probably can't write about this in the article, but something about how my toothpaste hit the sink made me realize that the array could be designed asymmetrically.
Makes it more versatile.
Exactly.
So what you're saying is that you can't spit without having a genius idea.
Oh, well, it may not work.
Zola, are your socks on?
It was a revolutionary glove of spit.
I wonder what that Matas man talking about was soca stagnated. That is Bungie Garlin with his soca Trinidad and Tobago playing on an American popular soap opera. Let me go again now. I wonder if you didn't know when Fayan and Bungie and Sensia and them performed on BET. And this was in 2018. Soca couple Bungie Garland and Fayan Lyons will perform on BET X Live along dancehall star Sensia and Conscience on June the 22nd back then. The Caribbean stars will perform on BET Live concert series to the lead up to the BET Awards on June 26th. The show will be hosted by rapper Safari, who is of Jamaican descent, and Latina singer and reality TV star Amarila Negra. And American rapper Derez Deshawn will perform, as well as 4 finalists in BET Freestyle Friday competition. I wonder when that man was who talking about soca stagnated, because me and see they say chutney soca, they say soca. Okay. I wonder where he was when Bungie Garlin win Ting. I find gardeners get real problems. Guardian newspaper to openers get real problems. Real problems. So let me just read here. When Bungie Garlin wins Soul Train Award, I wonder where he was when he wrote his soca stagnation. Let me continues. I wonder where he was when Calypso soca icon to perform at the Apollo Theater for Labor Day weekend. That was just last year. You know the Apollo, you know all them big stars and them perform on that stage in America. The list goes on, and we soca was there. The Caribbean diaspora will be in for a treat for Labor Day. That was just last year. Weekend in New York City with a celebration of Calypso featuring Masha Montano and other iconic Calypsonians performing at the famous Apollo Theater. In an update, Masha Montano said Calypso Uptown will take place on September the 2nd, and there will be also another show on September the 1st, 2024. He said he's proud to be part of the Calypso Uptown and the Apollo and the reigning Trinidad and Tobago Calypso monarch alongside my legendary mentors like Lord, who is that? Ricky Jai, Gypsy, Crazy, and there was so many others who were there. We had Farmer Nappy, everybody have the Ate, oh gosh, Michael Tager, and the list goes on and on and on. I wonder where this man who write about soca stagnation, where was he? And again, I think he talking about chutney. I wonder where he was when Nyla Blackman, we own Nyla Blackman, was featured on Good Day New York, out in the big US of A on Fox 5. She performed live doing soca. So again, I want to tell them and all the writing, all the story. Stop BSing people now. Yeah? People that's reading. People that's reading. You can't be talking about soca stagnated when all them places, Marshall performing, I think was out in Japan and all kind of bacchanal and had the big concert on that. Mr. I think they wanted to write about Chutney, but they didn't know what to do. They just said, soca and they leave it right there. That's my opinion. So let me continue. Let me continue, Papa. People just want to give only a couple of quotes. I find it so. As the Barbadian, one of the prime ministers would have given a quote. Let me give you a quote. 2 quotes from Shakespeare, 2 quotes from Maya Angelou, 2 quotes from Sun Tzu, The Art of War, and 2 from, excuse me, Deepak Chopra. Let me see which one he says here. Okay. To be or not to be? That is the question. Right? Well, remember that? Who did Shakespeare in school run from Hamlet? Let me see the next one. From Romeo and Juliet. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Well, remember that? Romeo and Juliet. One more. We know what we are, but know not what we may be, and that's from Hamlet. So it's just that kind of thing. Let me see from, excuse me, from Maya Angelou. That's a Black poet and writer. She says, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. That's one. She said, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. And one other quote, try not to be a rainbow in someone's cloud. So I just felt I went around the globe and got from Shakespeare, Maya Angelou, Deepak Chopra, who is a doctor, Indian doctor and wellness and fitness and that kind of thing. I had a book, I don't know what the book is, and I used to read his stuff. He says, this is on healing. The use of love is to heal. When it flows without effort from the depth of the self, love creates health. And he said also, if you restore balance in your own self, you will be contributing immensely to the healing of the world. And another one. Sleep is when our soul actually refreshes our body. I think that was nice. And we see Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu, I love Sun Tzu. So let me get something from Sun Tzu, just 2. I didn't download it, and then we moving on. I was just calming myself with words, with these quotes and that kind of thing, because I'm going to start to carry on just now. Yeah? Excuse me. That one here, it says, shucks, just a minute. The opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. That is Sun Tzu from The Art of War. Let me get this other one. I really love his quotes. Let your plan be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. Sun Tzu, easy, you know. Then one more. Really love his quotes. Really love it. Move not unless you see an advantage. Use not your troops unless there is something to be gained. Fight not unless the position is critical. So that's just some quotes I just brought there. You know me, I was just be in that kind of zone. So let me start the thing. So I'm seeing that the scrap iron dealers, it is said here If it work, not just reading headline, because again, it's Guardian. And Guardian seem to be getting real problems. Okay. So 21 hours ago in the Guardian, Ministry says scrap metal dealers causing their own delays. The Ministry of Trade and Industry says failure to comply with laws and regulations are responsible for the delays scrap metal dealers have been complaining about. In a statement addressing concerns raised by the Scrap Iron Dealer Association at a media conference on Monday, the Ministry of Trade and Industry said its Trade License Unit, TLU, can process an application for an export license for scrap metal in as little as 1 day. However, it noted that delays often arise due to dealers' non-compliance, including the submission of incomplete or inaccurate documentation. TTSIDA has warned that the current export system could force members to shut down. Its president, Alan Ferguson, explained that after submitting documents to the Ministry of Trade and Industry, dealers typically wait 3 to 7 weeks for a response or export license to be granted. Vice President Eros Sijatan added that the process involves approximately 2 weeks to accumulate the required amount of material, a minimum of 3 weeks to obtain a license, and another 2 weeks or more to secure an inspection before loading can occur. As a result, Ferguson said, dealers are facing embarrassment from scrap metal collectors due to the low price they can offer. He explained that the delays directly impact operation, and if dealers could procure, load, and ship materials more quickly, they could offer higher prices to collectors due to faster turnover. However, in its media release yesterday, the Ministry of Trade and Industry stated that since reopening the industry in February 2023, the TLU has processed 853 export license applications for scrap metal and facilitated 1,325 notices of intent and loading. Upon receipt of an application, the TLU conducts a thorough review to ensure accuracy and compliance with the relevant legal and regulatory requirements. In cases where applications are incomplete, contain mismatched figures between the license request and the scrap metal record ledger, include incorrect tariff codes or lack invoices from the consignee, queries and resubmissions. The processing of an application can only continue upon receipt of a complete and corrected submission, the Ministry of Trade and Industry stated. The Ministry also reaffirmed that TLU commitment to working closely with all applicants to facilitate a smooth and efficient process. Additionally, the Ministry of Trade and Industry said it will continue to enhance the efficiency of the legislative and regulatory framework as demonstrated by the launch of 2 new services on the 30th of August 2024 for application for scrap metal collector's license and scrap metal dealer license. Further improvement expected in March with the introduction of additional e-services, including application for permits for shipment, alteration of scrap metals, scrap metal permits for the shipment of broken machinery directly from the place where it's stored, scrap metal notices of intention to load and fit for shipping certificate. So you're hearing 2 sides. The Ministry of Trade and Industry is saying that they're sending in the application incomplete. Because if it come proper in a daytime, things could happen. Them saying, the scrap iron people say taking 3 weeks and this week and week. So them matter sort out, they sort out. If it is somebody can read and write, I'm just saying I didn't say that it's true. And only don't understand the process, then only probably have to pay somebody to help only do the documents properly. Because only always been bacchanal. It's like can't read and write properly and I want to get a work, we have to read and write. And can't follow the application to get the work and then vex with everybody. I don't know. I'm just saying. Level continues. Kevin get it wrong, and it's not the first time. I think they're talking about Kevin Ramaran. It won't be the first time. He got it wrong in Guyana. They pay him to do some study or whatever it is, and they say it's useless. That's basically what they say, it is useless. He, when the UNC was in office, would have tied Trinidad and Tobago to a US $900 million, some contract or some bacchanal. And when this government came in, Minister Stewart had to go up to Japan to straighten all that, because that could have cost we to go to the IMF to get money to pay back the Japanese. Then he just stand up at Kamlan, they shake up some dirty water and boil the fine oil. So he always out of timing. I think, this is my opinion, I question his qualification. That's my opinion. You could never have proper documentation and making them minor mistakes. That's just our opinion I'm giving it. Let me see what you get wrong with. I comment all to this thing. I just want to just read this thing here first. So let me see. BP, Juniper, and Tufco correcting the record is February 19th. The Minister of Energy recent statement at the Energy Conference February 10, 2025, claiming that no fabrication work took place at Tufco between 2009 and 2017 is factually incorrect. He said as follows. Let's see. Kevin Ramnarayan, just let me see. If this is an article by him, he ain't reading nothing. Just now, let me see. Just a minute. All right, Kevin. All right, Kevin Christian Ramnarayan, go check yourself. Me ain't reading this from you. You're not reliable in my opinion. I misread what that conversation was about. I ain't had time. You show yourself to be worth me reading nothing right. I want to ask some questions. I'm a PSA member. There was a time that I used to be a general counsel rep and a conference of delegate rep for years. There was also a time I represented my section, which is cooks, bakers, and food service workers, as chairperson and vice chairpersons for years. There was a time I was the chairperson of my staff side of the Ministry of Work. All that. Now, I is an ordinary member. So, based on that, and because I have training in industrial relations and labor studies, and over collective bargaining and grievance handling, all that, because that's what I went Cipriani and do. I can ask questions with authority and not be concerned or too concerned if whoever labor leader want to answer me back. That's quite okay. So I'm asking some questions. I want to ask those unions who are, well, I don't tell you, I tell all already my conversation with PSA and this 4%. Me ain't going over that again. The icing on the cake for me is when in 2019, Juke made a recording, a video stating he gets a settlement offer from the Minister of Finance for the period 2014 to 16. He look at it here, he look at it the next, and he never look at nothing, he never bring it to General Council, he never do nothing, so we never know what it was. And then he put the PSA, link it with into politics, because he's a politician, and he wasn't seeking the interests of PSA members, so he didn't have time with me. So everything he doing was to get himself into the parliament where he could become the employer and no longer the employer of the members. So based on all that and the fact that Watson Solomon Juke allowed 2014-16 to pass, 17-19 to pass, 2021, and then he put the partner inside the PSA, and 22 pass and nothing. And then the ass, who is Leroy Baptiste, went on a labor platform and said he's not negotiating with this government and the CPO. He's negotiating with the opposition leader for public officers' terms and conditional employment and wage increases. So based on all that shit and the fact that he ain't sit down in front of the CPO and fight, he said we could get more than 4%. He ain't carry no information, no evidence, nothing to show, because he didn't have no team to carry nothing, very inexperienced, and the rest of the team just as inexperienced. And here they had Professor we see name there who signed that come there and wherever talk and wherever, me know what go on with that, wherever the case may be. But he walk away from the table, giving him the CPO the opportunity to let the Minister of Finance know. The Minister of Finance reported to the Industrial Court as a breakdown in negotiation, and it ended up in Industrial Court, in Special Tribunal. The Special Tribunal said 4% for, well, it's 4% for 2 3-year period. But once it went Special Tribunal, it now becomes a period, 2 5-year period. They said 2 5-year period, 4%. No longer 2 3-year period. The Robertson stayed in the Industrial Court in Special Tribunal and fight, you know. What he did, he take a section of the Civil Service Act for judicial review in the High Courts, whether or not the Special Tribunal has an authority to make it a 2 5-year period. All come out of it that he say when is simply, the court say if it's only 1 5-year period in front of it, that the Special Tribunal could only give an award for 1 5-year period, but still have the next 5-year period. And everything just rests on this since then. And as he say, he not negotiating with this government, so everything just rests on this. In my opinion, he wasting time. We're going into 12 years. And he have no evidence to show we could get more than 4% for them time. So I say, settle and take the blasted 4% will be move on. That is my basis with PSA. So I want to ask other unions now, all who agitate and whatever. That is your right to agitate on behalf of your members. I'm not getting in that. But I want to ask all you something. All them years, all you sit down there with negotiation not settled. I want to ask all you, is there any regulation or rule or law that says when your employer is supposed to meet with all you to negotiate on behalf of all the members, whether it's 3 years like in the public service, civil service, our negotiating period is not less than 3 years and not more than 5 years. So every 3 years, we meet the CPO. So you're supposed to send in a wage proposal. Based on that, the CPO will make a date wherever to start. So I'm asking, do you all have any timeline in which to send your proposal to this, whether your management or whoever, on behalf of all the members? And if all they have that, and all they sending all the wage proposal, I'm talking to TT Post and them. Not TT Post, not the union that representing TT Post workers and Carl and all everybody else. Is there a specified time for you all to meet with management to settle all the negotiations? And if it is, and you all send in all the wage proposal for all the want, whether 100%, 20%, 20, whatever it is, and the employer or CPO or whoever refuse to meet with all you, why all they take them to court for judicial review of the area of whatever rule, regulation or they have that states they're supposed to sit with you all in good faith to negotiate on behalf of whatever it is? Why all they take those areas or whatever regulation to the High Court for judicial review to see if the employer in breach of the regulation? All they do nothing, in my opinion, all they just sit down there, yes, pass, yes, pass, yes, pass. I don't understand it. So I am saying again and continue to say, my problem will always be with the unions. I want unions to be strong because I understand the importance of unions. I just always read the history of unions, and especially women who would have stood up with the men and fought for the right of workers, so that I can have a voice and so many other women can have voice in labor, although they don't be saying nothing. But my point is this: if you have a weak union, you will get an employer, because the employer at the end of the day is about making dollars. If you have a business and your workers for you, your interest is in making money. And if you have a group that is representing workers to make sure they get XYZ, and the weak and the thing. It's human nature. It's human nature. Don't tell me and true. If all they can do XYZ, all they will do it. So my point is, unions are where they are today, where they can get the negotiations settled for 6 years and 8 years, and in PSA case 12 years, because you're weak. I saying so. Because to me, all they do nothing. And this conversation about coming on the road and march, that is so outdated and stressful. That should be when everything else failed. Then last resort. But that will be only first resort. So again, I'm asking, why haven't Carl Wood Pilot, who was the union representing them, and TT Post union representing them, and all others, why always sit down for all them years and have negotiation where it is? Why you all didn't take the employer to court? Because all they say was trying to meet with them, and there was a meeting with all you. If there's a law that they have to, why all they didn't take it to court for judicial review to see whether or not the employer is in breach of? So I leave it right there. Who want to march and they march and feel like a game? That is all right. I am just asking what all was doing all them years. Let me move on. Kamala says she's concerned about the refinery. I'm not getting the refinery. When Rojana was bidding for it, to put a spoke in the wheel. Them say so, not me. Like all they don't want them to get it. When Mr. Jindal come down here, the Indian billionaire and businessman, I don't know if it's all they jealous because all they can get he to come here, or they run the man with all kind of talk about the company in all kind of this and that and whatever. The man explain everything. Now the man in business with Italy, this one, whatever the case may be. And win all kind of award, all kind of thing. All they always talking about, oh my God, Rowley said he wasn't closing back, shut it down. Well, we know the refinery shut down, and as I would have read, the refinery is a very old refinery and was not getting enough crude oil here from the local drillers and wherever. They had was to buy crude oil out in the market, some how much 90-something thousand barrel every day to make it up with the 50-something thousand barrel getting here to make it 140-something thousand barrel in order to make our profit. So Petrochim was buying more crude oil out there to bring here, to mix with what we have here, to try to make a dollar. When they make the dollar, 50-something% of the profit going to pay wages and recurring expenditure and all that. When the benchmark in other refineries is, I think, 30-something to 40%. So Petrochim, the refinery, was operating at a loss. And there's another side to Petrochim, the exploration and production, which is now heritage. And that the downstream with the gas and the petrochemical and the urea and the methanol and all that, they're making money to pay off Petrochim debt. So the point I'm making is this. And all they know, Petrochim, while there was refinery, there was losing money on the refining because I say the refinery old. It had the modern technology and all that. And to get Petrochim, to get the refinery up and running and a modern state-of-the-art yard, that costing hundreds of millions of dollars. So if somebody is to come in here, because I think that's what Mr. General was doing, 700 million, 700 million or 500 million US dollars, he own money, company money to bring this refinery up to Ting. Or they run that. Who all they want to pay for that? Take my tax or they give me my money. Anytime or they want government to take money to fix that refinery, to bring it up, give me all my monies. I want no part in that. So now, all they run Jindal, and apparently there's some other person interested, Kamala. She want to know. Right? She concerned. Miss Lady, take your concern, wrap it, put it in one of your alcohol bottle because it's them say it as drink, not me, and see if you could get it to drink. That's what I will say. I say after them what them just say about you. Right? So she concerned. Kamala also said that Hi, Shireen. The PNM don't send up no Indian in the PNM in no safe seat. And I said to myself, come up beside the Sessa is like a recurring decimal. Same thing over and over and over. If she finds that, in my opinion, she's not going to win, she goes to race. So here sometime up in the week, she said about how with the ENBD matter, basically saying how like PNM saying that all Indian does thief, and she tried that, and that didn't go down too well because she get a lot of backlash. So she come now to say the Indians in the PNM don't get them no safe seat. So let me address the Africans in the UNC first. Does the UNC give the Africans in the UNC any safe seat? Then they give Jolene John Law Hocketer. Is that a safe seat? Wade Mark has been loyal. Not mock it, but he has a way of speaking that make you feel tired when you're watching. I don't know if it's a speech impairment or that, I don't know if that just how he just put, no, I don't know what it is. However, it's not about mocking, but you all know what I mean. So Wade Mark, who has been loyal to the UNC, they never give him a safe seat. He's African. Who African that does get safe seat in the UNC? But let me go to the PNM now. In 2010, the Member of Parliament for Port of Spain North Sentence West was an African lady by the name of Mrs. Patricia McIntosh. In 2015, the new incoming Member of Parliament who was going up for the election in 2015 was a gentleman called Stuart Young. He's of Chinese and Indian descent. Port of Spain North Sentence West, by all records, is a safe seat. That was the seat that Dr. Eric Williams held. That is traditionally a PNM seat. So, isn't Minister Stuart Young of Indian and Chinese descent? So, does he qualify as being given a safe seat, if you want to put it like that, by the PNM? Oh, and who is Mr. MP Com Ember? Is he African? Is he not in a traditionally safe seat? Then we have Mr. Simon Nobrega. Is he African? Isn't he of a mixed heritage or something like that? We see that he has, isn't it like basically a safe seat? So when Kamala Pasabi says a sprouting she rhetoric, actually, if she got put Jolene John in St. Augustine, actually, where she got put them? And what safe seat should us put the Africans in she party? So let me continue. So every time Kamala talk, you could always dismantle she racism in a minute. So Kamala Prasad Bissessa, again, she's a reoccurring decimal, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So here she is talking with the unions and talking about the workers' agenda. Listen.
Very exciting time for all of us as we move forward in our country, about the governors, quality of life, and it's wonderful to have the unions with us because at the end of the day, we are workers. And the workers' agenda is a very important agenda. As a political party and as those who want betterment for the country and people, we must have the workers with us and have the agenda as we take us forward. I'm committed, and we are committed to implementing and making it happen, that workers' agenda. You may think this happened today, we've been doing this last year, almost 2 years. meeting, flashing it out with, so this is not a pop-up book. Johnny come late to you and you're such things. We have been working together for almost 2 years, and we have come to the point where we are ready to go back into it.
I mean, one thing that the unions have been making long about is the fact that the Parliament, as well as many persons in high offices, have accepted this SRC report. That includes you, and you are the top of the list, the top 3 or 4 persons that are receiving the highest amount of back pay and decent salaries.
Yes, I've accepted the SRC report, so let's move along. But there's a more important issue, and as we are with the unions, it's about refinery. I don't know what you're seeing at the moment that the government has held the cabinet discussions about refinery. They seem to have identified a company. Would you want to discuss it? I mean, I'm talking to you. Yeah. So we have been advised, of course not officially, that the government has held cabinet meetings about a company that we want to give the refinery to. Now they've done this before every single election. They promise it and it never happens. It's always like a carrot on a stick that you're holding out there that we could give the refinery, we give the refinery, we're not giving it. We have several concerns. Now is not the time for the government to rush into any private deal with any company to sell out the refinery or give away the refinery. Now is not the time on the eve of an election. Secondly, the procurement regulator and the procurement legislation must be brought into play. This should not be something for a cabinet to make a decision about. This is about a good right. This is about the inheritance. This is about the people and the workers of Trinidad. So we object strenuously to rushing this at this time on. We have serious concerns about the company that they identified. There have been serious legal issues with respect to transparency and other kinds of issues which we deal with another time. With the company, the government is now shortlisting as we want to move forward. To me, that is the biggest issue of the country that is coming out from the government this week. And we will see more of that tomorrow. In fact, we have a big report where we go more into politics of that and go into the details of that meeting. The UNC is strenuously against any move by the government to give away the refinery right now on the eve of a general election.
Excuse me. Is Kamala real? Last year you all ran Jindal. The government wasn't giving Jindal. Jindal was investing, as I said, I think either 700 or 500 million US dollars of their company's money to bring back the refinery. So when she has this conversation about give, the government ain't giving nobody anything. And last year it wasn't on the eve of no election. But she come back with the same talk, and you ain't see Roger looking like a kobo. You ain't see Roger looking like a kobo. Like the age just come down and that man just so, but I just say and all people just say that's your deeds. And talking about the workers' agenda. Isn't that song familiar like the Pfizer battle call? Pfizer battle call. We'll get to that. So let's Kamala dear speaker with my pet name, one of the Labour Kubo right there at your side. This is, let me play this next one. Hey.
Short members of the media for allowing us to make these brief statements concerning why we are here this afternoon. We are here this afternoon to present two candidates representing the workers' movement. One candidate comes from the Oilfields Workers Trade Union. Indeed, that candidate is a member of the Central Executive of the Oilfields Workers Trade Union. That's Ernesto Pisa, Vice President of the Central Executive of the Oilfields. And the other candidate, not from OWT, but also supporting the workers' movement and the people's interests. Both of them are the people who today does not have a voice, but whom we continue to provide a voice for in this election for the Labrie constituency of Labrie, playing Elder, former Secretary General of the Community. So we feel very positive. We feel that we can make definitely make an impact in these elections, and we are about to claim and take those 2 seats. Elaborate, the national visa will be our representative, point 14, sorry, and elaborate. So, yes. And that nice clearly this afternoon, that is will be in the interest of the people of Elaborate, the people of Point 14, and of course the people of Trinidad.
Okay, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Well, Clyde, I'll know you.
Alright, so don't feel bad for it. Don't feel bad for it, miss something.
Sorry about that. I don't know. Some video come up after. Excuse me. Excuse me. Clyde Adler, used to be a part of Communication Workers Trade Union. Well, Papa Communication Workers Trade Union jump out and say, hey, he not affiliated with we, he no longer part of we, so don't link we with he and whatever. So they distance themselves. Also saw somebody from Labre talking and like they're running Ella the next man from up there. They said they don't want them. I don't know how that going. Anywho's. I heard, I'm not sure if it was Ella voice talking or the next fat one with the bear talking, but talking about basically only party to take this country out of the morass and thing and there's a UNC and everything. And I'm listening to these hustlers, these, in my opinion, these stinking Dutty, Tustee, treasury seekers, my opinion, and say, oh my God, and I want to ask Mr. Elder respectfully, what they offer you? I want to ask the next man with the beard, ask him, what they offer you? All they have real belly, no more belly and calabash. I will tell you why. Because the one who is called the labor Kobo, who's standing next to all your dear. Before I go there, let me just show you why it is I have no confidence in the PSC and the politics they drag me in. This man in green here, that's the backdoor president. Nobody voted for him. Drew bring him in. He's the president of PSC this day. That was Labor Day just last year. He hugging up at all UNC, really embarrassing. I just feel like he more just send out spit watery. In my opinion, then Wade Matt, it are ugly and whatever it is, and he hug up with them. Bring reunion straight into politics. And in this pit here, like Watson Solomon joke, the one in the white top, the girl, she is Felicia Thomas, who was he General Secretary. And when he leave, she became the first Vice President. The man in the back is the Baptiste. And the woman in the back, it is alleged, is a woman from Wassa who on the team, some sacrosanct team with them now, as some labor of some kind of thing, whatever. All of them from Wassa. And that was during the THA election. And that white man there is the white lawyer from England where they pay one set of money to fight, I think was the Wassa case, and we lost. So you see, we're PSA. So when I talk about the 4%, oh, they'll allow me. Let me continue. So as I was saying, Roger, give me a minute. I'm seeing that Anisette has endorsed or something the union. And I want to ask Mr. Anisette if he is the individual named in some court proceeding in Queen's Criminal Court, case number CR-20 02763-24QN, defendant Anisette Michael. And it says here, charges PL 130.55, details BM, 1 count, arrest charge, description, sexual abuse, 3rd count, 1. Then it have PL 135201, top charge, description, forcible touch, intimate part 2. Is he the person who is named in this court proceeding in a court in the good old US of A? And if it is he, let me read it here. Again, Courts, Queens Criminal Court, case number CR 027653-24QN, defendant Michael Anisette. Index is a defendant 1, 2, index and arrest, 3, attorney information, 4, next appearance. Then there's a defendant, name, Anisette Michael, date of birth 1953, incident and arrest, incident date August the 9th, 2024, CITN 708196225N, arrest, date August 11, 2024, arrest Q, the arrest number is Q246366906, officer, the agency and command is NYCPD, so that's New York City Police Department, PCT 103. The attorney's information, defense attorney name, Chowdhury Shanaz, type legal aid, so you didn't have money. Whoever the Michael Anisette is didn't have money for a lawyer when he went up there. He had to get legal aid. Address 12046 Queens Boulevard, Kew Gardens, New York. Phone number, there will be phone number and all that. I want to know if that is Michael Anisette, the man who, from SWWTU, who's saying that he welcomes or endorses this coalition thing with the union. I just asked him. I'm also asking, I'm seeing that Abdullah saying he's monitoring that situation with this new coalition with the union. And he has all right to do that because this is people, this is what they would have said, his people, excuse me, from MSG.
And its leader, David Abdullah, does not care for the company of miserable, dishonest people. Imagine of all persons, Rudal Munilal, a man about whom there is nothing honorable, who is dishonest and unprincipled, and in the dictionary such a person is called a rogue. When you see he's trying to fabricate a story to tarnish the good name of David Abdullah, a man who walked away from corruption of the partnership government and who helped remove them from power, you know he is feeling, and this is Dr. Munilal, miserable and looking for company. Why would we say that Dr. Munilal is a miserable man? It all goes back to being part of the kleptocratic elites who are now currently out of power, the UNC. If you go to Wikipedia, it is clearly laid out for all to see and understand. A kleptocracy is a government with corrupt leaders, kleptocrats, that use their power to exploit the people and natural resources of their own territory in order to extend their personal wealth and political powers. Typically, when you see he's trying to fabricate a story to tarnish the good name of David Abdullah, a man who walked away from corruption of the partnership government and who helped remove them.
Right? So that was, I know, the OWTU, the political party was the MSJ, headed by David Abdullah. Me no OWTU had their own thing now, but David Abdullah, when he said he's monitoring the union, He have all right too, because that is MSJ talking about the UNC being a kleptocratic government led by Kamala Persad. So basically, all them are thief, everybody is thief. And that is who Clyde Elder and they're standing with today to talk about them is to save this nation. Wait, it gets better. It's get better. So she talking about the workers' agenda she formed with Clyde Elder, Roger, and some next man with a beard. And I said, how that sound familiar so? So let me just bring it back to all your memory. On January 24, 2010, Kamala Persad was elected political leader of the UNC, emerging victorious over the party's founder, Basio Pandey. She was formally appointed opposition leader on February 25, 2010. On April the 21st, 2010, at Charleville Junction, Faizabad, a unity accord, also known as the Faizabad Declaration, was signed by the UNC political leader Persad Bissessa, COP political leader Winston Buchanan, NJAC chief servant Makandal Daga, rest his soul, TOP leader Ashwa Jack, and president of the Movement for Social Justice, Errol McLeod. All you remember that? They formed that. On June the 17th, 2012, the Movement for Social Justice severed its ties with the coalition, citing poor governance. On January 21st, 2013, the Tobago Organization of the People lost all 12 electoral seats in the Tobago House of Assembly to the People's National Movement. On April 21st, 2013, one of the coalition financiers, Minister of National Security and Chairman of the United National Congress, Jack Warner, resigned 2 days after an investigation accused him and one of his one-time ally, Chuck Blaze, of fraudulent management at CONCACAF, a regional football federation. His resignation triggered by a by-election in Chaguanas West constituency, which he won 3 months later on July the 29th, 2013, under his newly formed Independent Liberal Party. On July the 30th, 2013, members of Parliament for St. Joseph, Herbert Volney, resigned as Minister of Justice and the UNC party due to Section 34 fallout. His resignation also triggered a by-election in the St. Joseph constituency, which was lost to the People's National Movement November the 4th, 2013. So PNM won that plus. The People's Partnership also lost the local government election on October the 25th, 2013 to the People's National Movement. This meant that the coalition lost a total of 4 consecutive elections in 1 year. Allegations were also raised on May 20th, 2013, known as the Email Gate scandal, regarding a criminal conspiracy in September 2012 against Director of Public Prosecution Roger Gasper, as well as a plot to harm and discredit a newspaper reporter, Dean Israel, and the payment of monies in exchange for freedom by an unnamed person. The opposition leader, Dr. Rowley, read a thread of 31 emails in the parliament purporting to be a conversation between 4 people, whose email account was similar to those of then Prime Minister Kamala Persad, Attorney General Rana Logan, National Security Advisor Gary Griffith, and Works and Infrastructure Minister Suraj Rambachan, whose son is said to have been the one choking the man, so they say. 6 years later, on July 17, 2019, the police investigation into the case had been officially closed with no charges being laid. Recurring decimal. Electoral defeat. In 2015 general election, the People's Partnership government was defeated by the People's National Movement, only winning 18 of the 41 seats, 17 won by the United National Congress, and 1 by the severely weakened Congress of the People. The remaining coalition partners, the big Organization of the People, the National Joint Action Committee, failed to win a seat and have quietly departed from the coalition party. Persad Bissessa was appointed leader of the opposition by President Anthony Carmona on September the 21st, 2015. to form the United-led opposition party in the 11th Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. So we have been here with his workers' agenda, unity, accord, Faizabad agreement, whatever it is. They done it, they did it, and it worked. Well, let me go a little further. This is the man who's standing there looking shovel and bare, looking like a kobo, and talking about he wants to join unity. This is answer.
He has failed miserably in managing our economy. Could you imagine giving them another 5 years? With your government working for you, these are the hard, cold, undeniable facts. Friends and comrades, we not only had this mismanagement of our economy, but over the last 5 years, we have experienced a most brutal abuse of power and authority. They have shown no regards for our nation's parliament as they deliberately used their majority to manipulate, abuse and disrespect the parliament, going so far as to suspend the leader of the opposition, which suspension was a direct attack on our country's democracy. Regardless of whichever political party you support, as a citizen of this country, such attack on our democracy must be of significant importance to you. They abused the state apparatus to cut down any dissenting voice that dares to speak out. In addition, the country witnessed a most vicious attack on the office of the DPP, the Police Complaints Authority, the Credit Union, and the Joint Trade Union Movement, among others. The country looked on in horror and bemusement as one by one they either compromised or totally destroyed key democratic institutions of the state, such as the Integrity Commission, Teaching Service Commission, the Public Service Commission, the Police Service Commission, the Equal Opportunities Commission, and the media, with many media workers and their media houses being completely bought out. Even the office of the president, our country's highest constitutional office, did not escape their interference. In the face of major public outcry, they were even prepared to steal this 2015 general elections with a runoff bill, a bill that was never part of any recommendations of the Constitution Reform Committee. Friends and comrades, this is what they gave the people, while completely abandoning their commitment of fixed election date, 2 terms limit for the Prime Minister, the right to recall, and a referendum, among many other manifesto promises.
A few moments later.
Only a few minutes later. That is Ansel Roche, who's standing up there, in my opinion, looking like a Labour kobo, saying that Kamala Prasad, the Sessa, them supporting she. That way he say about she, listen to what he say again. All don't forget these people, you know, they're sick, they have no credibility. That what I tell you, they stink, they're Dutty, they're Tustee. That in my opinion, they're Tustee for the treasury. Here, Roger, here, I hope it play. Hear me again.
Nation. Fellow citizens, as a people, we must never accept corruption. Under the People's Partnership, it has reached the scale of billions of dollars. When we consider the multi-million-dollar contracts given out to their friends, families, and financiers, and the controversial and questionable method by which these contracts are given out, we have absolutely no choice but to conclude that this is the most corrupt government we have ever experienced. This brutal and evil practice of corruption has brought terrible pain and suffering, anguish to the majority of our citizens, while a few continue to amass obscene wealth in the hundreds of millions. Nation, fellow citizens, as a people.
That is Ansel Roche earlier, telling we how corrupt the UNC is and we should never tolerate corruption. And today, he's standing like a Labour kobo, in my opinion, with Elder and them, and he's supporting, in my opinion, corruption because the same UNC that he stand up joining and say they're going to do everything. to get the PNM out so UNC to come back. All I think them people stink and dirty and drunk. Listen to this one. All they don't have all their head on. Don't have all their head on.
In my whole 50 years, I have never heard so much corruption in one little island as I heard in this country over the last 2 days. I don't understand why we have no more change all of this happening. There have been too much corruption. And all these people corruption, you and I are paying for that because the country is not in a position to deal as the art of people that in the present condition. People have seen many as good to sensitive. I think it's the right to preach.
Diamond Candle Dagger, he was a patriot soul of the coalition, the Pfizer Accord, the Unity Accord. Ansel Rocha and them must say, Ansel Rocha tell we Kamala Prasad Bissessa corrupt, the whole government corrupt. He said we must never accept corruption and this dirty stinking man. And this Ella, this Clyde Ella man, them going to join UNC to say them is to save this country. All of the time with these people, they stink, they're dirty, they're thirsty for power. Roger won we, Abdullah won we, McCandle won we. And today, Roger stand up there with a next one with a beard and Clyde and telling we, them joining with the UNC, the same corrupt, wicked government that bring we to our knees almost in 2010 to 50, and this stinking dirty man. I asked him, Mr. Elder, what they offer you? What they offer you, and never hear your voice big so when you was with Communication Workers Union. You used to fight for members, so? Huh? I hear in Labrador don't want all you because I don't make all you out. While them doing all that and talking about our shoppiness, I never hear Roger say that the PNM corrupt. I never hear Roger say the things he say about the UNC. I never hear him say about the PNM. While them saying that, elaborate, this is what's going on, elaborate to tell you the dirty and stink.
So here we are today, culmination of yet another project. Proud today of Tufco, our local fabricator that is world class. We're here for the pre-load out of the Mento platform. So if you look at this project, it's 99.9% local. It's all local. So we've done two things, created an opportunity for local talent, and we've also been able to keep a sustainable operation, which is key.
So the local talent in Trinidad is honestly world class. Now, I have worked for BP for over 40 years. I've worked all over the world, so I've seen some very experienced areas, but the people here are of absolutely an equal quality to the best I've seen anywhere else. So I think it all can be done here.
These are the things we've been working on. These are the things we've been working on since 2016. Seeing it all come together, this will boost our production. This has provided over 400 jobs to the local community here in Labrie. And that was the government working, negotiating, asking the people at BP and EOG globally to support Trinidad local content, support.
Right?
Tough school. So here we've done it once again. This is your government working for you, Trinidad and Tobago, making it happen. Yet another successfully delivered project.
I want to know if it is Labrador people working in this company down there. Because I want to say, based on the things Roger say about the UNC, and all of them say about the UNC, I want to say, based on that, my opinion, Roger and them present a clear and present danger to the stability, the he said the UNC corrupt. They corrupt every institution. MSS is a kleptocratic government. Abdullah say, he tells she about corruption. She says she can't do nothing. And by that she corrupted. And today this Dutty stinking Labour Kobo, in my opinion, standing up there and trying to tell me with Clyde and them, we must bring back the UNC in office. I said, based on that, Roger and them present a clear and present danger to democracy of this country, to truth in this country, to good governance in this country, to the economy of this country. When you see them come in the area, close your door, close your window. Don't answer. The wicked. I don't have no problem at who don't like the PNM. I don't have a problem at who want to support who. But you can't tell me. You say all them things will come up beside the CES and the UNC. You want this country. And today you telling we them is who to save we? Roger, the wicked. Is your deeds how you looking so? You're going to start to look even worse than that. Because you're wicked. And Clyde Elder, you ain't no man and no character to go to stand up there. To talk about them could bring back this country. You ain't hear what Roger said? So we must forget that. But all they don't want we to forget. Nothing the PNM do. We all of us remember that right through. So from 1956, all of us must remember O'Halloran and Pivot and talk about that right through. But we must remember in recent time where Ansel Rocha tell we about the UNC. Oh, you're wicked. Roger, you're wicked. When you stand up and watch yourself, your deeds. Your deeds, Roger, you can't even see yourself. You're wicked. Clyde Ella, you're wicked. And the next man, me know your name, I don't want to let all you're wicked. It's Roger who tell we didn't say so, we didn't know. We're ordinary citizens. One, we against the UNC. One, we not to accept corruption in this country. Tell we that the UNC dismantle all the apparatus, safety apparatus. They tell we they corrupt all the institutions and come in today to stand up and to sing solidarity forever. You know, they stink and dirty Elmer Francois, all them elders and them should come in spirit form and hit all the sound blowing all the blast. They said, woot up, woot up, woot up, because there is stink. When all they try to sing that song, no song should come out of their blasted mouth. Don't take the union song to go and stand up with no corrupt people. You say they corrupt to sing with solidarity to forever. And I don't want people to respect unions. That great union that you lead, that you bring it down to nothing, Roger. OWT was the most militant, big. When they say OWT, you come out so in the black jersey and think, you say, watch these men with respect. When you see George Weeks and them come in, they say, oh God, yes. Just like how we had respect for the PS. So when they see Miss Jennifer Baptiste Primus, with green jersey and thing is known, you know it's coming, thing coming. Respect. You bring OWT, you like a little parlor, and drag them now where you say that UNC corrupt, but today you're joining with them, looking like a blasted cowboy in truth, in my opinion. When all you see them coming in Labra and point up here, close all your door. Close all your door, because them tell all you, Roger tell all you the UNC corrupt and we must not accept corruption. He tell me all the things they do. This is Makanda Daga said they thief money from the treasuries, they have a right to thief. I only want to come to talk to people, to tell them to bring back Kamla. All in point up here and Labre and wherever, close all your door. I never hear With all the dislike people, dislike PNM and thing, and never, ever, ever hear nobody describe the People's National Movement as I hear people describe the UNC and the PP. Never. And I leave in this to leg and I go keep playing it every time. Roxanne, I ain't playing no PNM song right now, darling. After Carnival, we go deal with that. I know it was weird faith. I want to always keep this in all the head. I want to watching the video. Every infrastructure you see in this video is the People's National Movement that built it. They're talking about healthcare. She built the Cuba Train Hospital in a place where you can't even drive and walk in and nothing. You have to go round the boats and round sun also. So by the time you leave Port of Spain, bypass the train hospital in Eric Williams, and you go down Cuba, you have to have a car, you have to hire a car because it's not a place you can walk in. When the Eric Williams train hospital, you go up the priority, you drop out there, you can walk in, or you drop on the Samero, you can walk in. Dr. Rowley Bell, the Sandy Granny Hospital, the Arima Hospital, people can't stop talking about the service. They can't stop talking about the first world service they're getting. Come up with a business, I have thing with life fund to send the train, whatever. They send the train and them to substandard Colombian hospital and the train dead. They want to talk about children and the lovely children. The whole life fund went up in all kind of bacchanal and confusion and corruption. Or even that and all was corrupted. She knew the wing in Port of Spain General Hospital that could have fallen long any time. That whole ward. Dr. Rowley just repair no ward, you know. He built over a whole new ward. Stories up in the air. Dr. Rowley did that. All I want to know where money went. The Red House went from all I went to the Hyatt and was keeping Parliament. The same Hyatt where Mr. Manning all about his vanity project. All always in the Hyatt. All the tower this that used to have Parliament down there. All they say the Red House would have renovated for much hundreds of millions of dollars. This government come in and repaired for less than that. Everybody back inside the Red House and happy to see it. All them buildings around the savannah. This government fix them. The President House. Truckload and truckload and truckload and truckload of garbage. It's still on there. Or at least a rent a place for Comona to live. This government come in and build back. Renovate back. The President House. Now when tourists and things come down here, waiting some of them coming to see, they come to see architecture, they're dropping, they're walking around the savannah, they're taking pictures of Merfloor and this floor, Whitehall, this, that, and all that kind of thing. All I want to see the PNM and do not know. It's wicked. Look all them fat. Hyatt fat is so much US. It's sell out. Excuse me. All fat selling out. QLC sell out. This one sell out. Panorama sell out. People in the community going out to support. Yes, we are challenges. Yes, we are crying. But don't be telling me no satellite and this government they do nothing. All the wicked. They raise your personal income. Whereas if you're getting $7,500, if you're getting less than $7,500 a month and less than $90,000 a year, you don't have to pay no taxes. There's money in your pocket. I want to tell you the importance of having a People's National Movement. As I tell you, everything you see in the video is with the PNM bill, UNC bill, nothing. The crime interchange, I hear people that fall apart, all kind of thing. The PNM have to come and fix that. Opening Cuba Hospital before it have anything, whatever. Land is shifting, the tended fall down, all kind of thing. Like everything come up beside me, says, put she hand on it as me blight. I feel she touch Roger because he looking like he blighted. Everything. Clyde Elder, you better don't let she touch you because you will start to look like a Kobo too, in my opinion. Everything in this video you see is a People's National Movement. I'm playing that before I leave.
I think if you really understand what we've done from independence to now, and the role that the People's National Movement has played in the development of Trinidad and Tobago, you would understand the exceptionally bright future we in Trinidad and Tobago have ahead of us under the PNM. Our history will show that all of the great steps, leaps and bounds forward have all been under the PNM. I am proud of the role that this party has played, the leadership role in CARICOM from inception to now, the role that this PNM has played in the global energy sector, with the vision that our forefathers had in the 1970s, creating the Point Lisas estate and moving us to a gas-based industry. That was ahead of our time, and that was a global move, again, done by the PNM. What you've seen us do in the last few years, maneuvering under a great leader, Dr. Rowley, to now have a future with cross-border gas, a future as a continued leader in the region, working with our CARICOM sister countries. It is only a PNM government and the leadership of the People's National Movement that can achieve these great things. We're not the populist type. PNM will govern properly, taking the hard decisions, but always ensuring that we're building a better Trinidad and Tobago, no matter how difficult it is. And that is the beauty and the strength of the PNM. So join us. Be part of the movement, a movement that's existed now for over 6 decades, with a constitution and structure. Be part of the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. We shall prevail.
That us can't take that, but it's the truth. The UNC has incarnated itself from back in the days of PDP, DLP, SDLP, ULF, Club 88, UN, and they keep just changing the same ideology and philosophy. I want to tell unions again, stay out of blasted active politics. The members of your union ain't paying you to become no politician. You as an employee of the members who paying the money. They wanted to go and sit down and negotiate on their behalf in a timely manner. They wanted to deal with the grievances before management in a timely manner. They wanted, when they take the matters, industrial court, you understand the case and where to file it. They wanted to be competent to represent them. They don't want no politician to represent them. Stop pulling the members and the union into politics. PSA, the election is March the 10th. If you only want good, not no politician, only want a union leader with members who will see about grievances and help workers out of the mess they're in right now, with PSA how we, because of Watson Drew, because of Leroy Baptiste, because of Felicia Thomas, because of Karen Wallace, because of Avinash Singh, and the list goes on and on. If only want a good team to bring back the PSA, to make sure that the negotiations settle on time, in real time, to make sure the job evaluation is done, so we can change the way we negotiate from the retail price index methodology to a new method, which will be more profitable, which will be more efficient, which will be more productive to public officers. And I don't want public officers to be more productive, but let Nixon, Benedict Linda, and PSA United Sentinel give them the opportunity to get in there and do the work. It have plenty work to do. Don't study no sacrosanct with Felicia Thomas. She's a failure. All of them is failures. United Public Officer, the man who going up there is Oral Saunders. He have a new bargaining unit. He president is Edie Stewart. He will leave the PSA and go. He only holding on to PSA like it's the last hurrah. He and the team, them can't help nothing. Them not experience. They don't have the ability, nothing. All they go out and vote, you know. Public officers go out and vote, you know. 4,000, 5,000, only go out and vote resoundingly for PSA United Sentinels, you know. Otherwise, that's going to be the end, you know. That's going to be the end, you know, because Oral Saunders can't bring no job evaluation to no close. Felicia Thomas certainly can bring it because she was there with Larry Batiste and everything to hold because they're ignorant, don't know about WASA. And WASA workers, stop let Leroy Batiste and them fool all you to tell all you nobody want to represent all you. Because all the years Leroy Batiste and Felicia, all of them in WASA, what good have they done for WASA workers? What have they done for WASA workers? He take the matter of the restructuring of WASA to the Privy Council and he lost the case because he should know that you can't stop an employer from restructuring the business. He looked for any good package for you. He looked to make sure they get any vacancy full and thing in order. What he do for, what it is Leroy Batiste do for WASA workers? Well, tell me the truth now. That he could come to tell all you that nobody don't want to represent all. Why wouldn't PSO want to represent all? All is a part of the bargaining unit. All they deserve representation, but proper representation. All they can't get that with Felicia Thomas. All they can't get that with Oral Sanders. Or they will get proper representation with Nixon Benedict Kalinda and Team Sentinel, PSA United Sentinel. Let me see all who here. A word to the whites is sufficient. Today's Friday, people. Sarah, Glenor, Joel, Kurt, Philo, Uriah, Rudolph, Kathleen, Florence, Angela, Roxanne, Joy, Anne-Marie, Judy, Melka, Maria, Kenneth, Philomene, Shirley, Lorna, Sharon, Mary, Donna, 2 Donnas in a row, Katya, Hadara, Anton, Emmeline, and Gloria. Thank you all for always coming to stay and hang with me today's Friday. People be safe out there. When they're outside spreading crap, you should be in front with your camera and embarrass them. I doesn't know when they're going. And people need to call out people like Felicia Thomas and Leroy Batiste and them. Because the truth is there. People need to call out people like Roger and Clyde Ella and all that. The research, everything is there. People need to call out Kamala Basabi-Sessa. It's not that me like these people. I don't know them. It's the ways and how they lying to people. You can't come and tell me UNC corrupt, the most corrupt. Don't allow them thing. Don't stand for corruption. All that you're telling we. And when they come in today to tell we them as the savior, boy, all they wicked boy. All they wicked. What kind of God will let us pray to boy? It certainly is not the most high. It could never be. Could never. They say, woe to the shepherd that lead the flock astray, no? Woe to the shepherd that lead the flock astray. So people, I love you all. Have a safe weekend. We'll be back Monday. Gospel coming something for something new. The Girl Jen, Sister Jenny, Auntie Jenny. And if you want to get from Miss Jennifer Frederick, another edition of it. And I'm telling all you, don't be fool and get caught up, you know. Don't get caught up in all the bacchanal happening in UNC and Kamala said this and this one separate and Ragbir said this and this. Don't get caught up with them, you know. Them like quicksilver, you know. When you throw on the ground, it spread all over. And when time come on, everything come back in one, you know. Because it's about power. In my opinion, I given, it's about power and the treasury. Because Mr. Roy Ragbir, with all due respect, doctor, you did there for all them years. You didn't know all them things about UNC all the time. You're not talking out. So it does make it look as though because something happened, you talk out. Because if nothing had happened, and it was in good books to them, you will not talk out. That's how it does look. People don't get caught up and about, oh God, UNC mash up and thing. We want to vote. Every vote count. Because they tell we are not Cambridge Analytica. When the African parents talk to the children, they don't listen. But when they tell the Indian children does listen, so everybody going out to vote. That's what they say about we, you know, that we trying to listen. We know that's a lie. Because we trying to listen, that some don't listen. The Indian community, some of the trying to listen neither and doing all the wrong things too. So it's not an African thing, it's a human thing. But the point I'm making, when the bell ring for election, get up early and go down in the poll, carry everybody over 18, you know, and let them vote for the candidate, the PNM candidate in the area, you know. You want the PNM to win by 25, 26 seats, you know. So when they have to bring good legislation in this country, they don't have an opposition who everything only no, for no reason, you know. We need opposition, of course, because I need the style of governance we have in this country. But we want a constructive one. Not everything, no, and just for no reason. Kamala Pasabi says and the UNC is no good for this country. Roger and them tell me that and tell me that dirty, stinking dog. That why he had to look so. Stand up to tell me when he must stay in the words to join with them and think, let me tell you something, tongue must just feel to slip back down in the blasted truth. All they know truth? What they do for the members, Roger? All they know truth? The last great leader at OWT was George Weeks. And because he ended up in politics, that create problem. As all they join in politics, all they just sour. All they just stop. All they just want to play all this bourgeois and live better than we. Eating, drinking, night driving, the best cars, all kind of thing. The most simplest union leader I had was that man from CW. A kind of dark man, a kind of tall man. I can't remember his name now. I seen his face, I can't remember him. And one of the most simple union leaders again, a woman, was Miss Jennifer Baptiste Primers. The rest are some all there. There's only Zest. Anyway, people, I love all you. Jen is the flock we. Yes, it's the flock we have to worry about. We have to worry about them because some of them easily chain up at all talk and chop it talk. But how much we could really do, girl? You could show them, you could tell them, you could lead a house, as figuratively speaking, you could lead a house of water. They can't make a drink, you know. Can't make a drink, you know. But we have to keep talking. We have to keep talking. We can't give up. Because them keep talking to them children. So we only talking to each other, we talking to all children. We want them in their children and them too. When they go and vote PNM. Because you ain't see no good. We didn't say so. The Indian trend, the Chinese trend, all the trend and them all over 18, go and vote for PNM. That's the future. With the new incoming Prime Minister, Minister Stuart Young SC. And again, Dr. Ali, thank you for your service. Thank you for all you did for Trinidad and Tobago. Your name will go down in history as one of the best Prime Ministers in this country. People will see the kind of work you do after the fact. And they will hold their head and ball and say, oh God, we didn't know. But that's how it does be. A king does never be a king in Eland. But don't worry. You did your work. You did what you had to do. And you should be proud that you did it. So people, I love all you. See all you and money God's pay. Joseph Rennie. Humble man. Driving the little car, no big flashy car, not almost. But these primers too, she was driving the Prada, Charlie driver and thing for PSA. When she, after 12 years, she leave office because the constitution is 3-4-year term, now is it whatever. Go back to she simple place and leave the vehicle. And somebody's upon, she was in politics. Let me tell you something, as a union leader is a human being, they could support any political party you want, as an ordinary member, whatever. But when they see in the executive of the union, you cannot show who you support. You could have it in your mind and support is up to you. But you cannot publicly come out and show who you support. And Ms. Baptiste Primers in the 12 years and the 25 years she was in the PSA, she never publicly showed she supported no political party. It's when she came out at the PSA in 2009, in 2010, she joined. She was an individual now. She was a private citizen. She could have joined who she wanted. She was no longer part of the union. So people, I gone. I still vex with you. Yeah, but I know you're vexed with it for everybody. I was talking about the simplicity. That I was talking about Roxanne. I don't know much about him, but the simplicity was never to me like a flashy person. But I don't know his workings and how he rule. I don't know what I was talking about the simplicity, like how Duke and them with BMW and this and I didn't see the man used to be that kind of flashy thing, right? So I don't know not much about he and he workings inside the CWT. Anyhow, people are gone. I love all you and love all you. Monday God's Spirit.
Feel the power. DJ.
Touch it, bring it, baby. Touch it, bring it, baby. Oh yeah.
touch the road again.